Hi, Kevin Henry, the Group Editorial Director for UBM Medica's Dental Division. I'm on a Skype call today with our friend, our technology editor, and our chief dental editor, Dr. John Flucke. Hey, John, what's up? How you doing, man?
Hey Kevin, how are you doing?
Hey, all good. All good. Hey, I wanted to talk to you about the end of the year and technology planning for the practice. And I know that this is something that's kind of near and dear to your heart. What are some tips that you'd share with your colleagues about this?
Sure, Kevin. I think the probably the biggest thing that I would recommend to people at this time of year is I've got some good friends in the dental supply business, and one of the things that they say makes everything easier is if a doctor can go ahead and plan for that phone call from the accountant. The accountant calls and says, "You got to spend, $20,000 or what, 10,000, whatever it is," and then the doctor oftentimes is like, "Oh my gosh," and the call doesn't come in until late, late in December, and there's kind of a panic because it's like I've got to spend this money or pay it in taxes, and what do I do with this money? And the recommendation that I make to people is have a wish list of things that you would like to incorporate into the practice, and keep that list handy near the end of the year so that when the accountant calls and says, "Oh, you need to spend, $10,000," and you can say, "Oh, that's great. I've been wanting to buy, these two digital caries detection devices, and this is going to fit right in the wheelhouse of, doing that digital diagnosis piece or whatever." But that's a whole lot easier, to keep that list and keep it around and keep it updated as things change, as opposed to you get the phone call and there's just that cold sweat panic of now what do I do?
And absolutely, planning ahead is important, and it's also important to know how pieces fit together. I mean, I'm sure you've seen a lot of dental practices where things are just piecemeal together, and something doesn't talk to something else. So
Yes.
how's the best way for dentists to make sure that they are really planning that blueprint for years ahead rather than just kind of scrambling to meet a need at the moment?
Well, it all goes back, to your infrastructure and how your office is put together. And one of the things that I've been saying for the past few years now is that the days of your computer specialist or your computer person being, an employee's high school son, that is good with computers, as the phrase always goes. Those days are past. What you need now is dedicated IT professionals, whether it be a dental integrator, like Solution Start or some of the others, or whether it be the IT department of your local supply company, because most of those are supplying IT services now. You need to have some people that really know what they're doing and they know your network and what you need so that you can call them and say, "Hey, I'm thinking of integrating, this digital x-ray sensor," and they can come back and say, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, no, in your situation, that's not the right sensor for you because it's not going to talk to these components of your system." And so having somebody with that kind of knowledge that can head off problems ahead of time is a whole lot easier than buying something, plugging it in, finding out it doesn't work, and having to backtrack and try and return or reconfigure or whatever. It really needs to be smooth and a whole lot easier than it used to be.
And John obviously has a lot more thoughts on this, and you can check those out in a series of ebooks that we are working on right now. So please be sure to download these ebooks where you can kind of see his thoughts as well as some other industry leaders, what they're thinking about building that blueprint for the future technology-wise in your practice and how important that is. So John, thanks so much for your time today. I really appreciate it, man.
Hey, Kevin, anytime. It's always a good time to hang out with you.